Man, it's the weekend.
This guy here, man. This fucking guy, man. All right, brother.
What's up, y'all?
All right, man. Malcolm, we're live, man. You want to go
We
ahead and
live.
introduce yourself?
My name is Malcolm B. Freeman. I don't really know what else I'm supposed to say after that. I'm here.
Okay, you're here. Man, so walk us through what it's like to be Malcolm Freeman.
What is it like to be me today, or what is it like to become who I am today?
Don't give me your riddles, man.
I'm just saying, like, which direction you want to go in, because I heard some of you guys' commentary about the other guy talking about their past versus their present, and I want to know what the focus should be so I can, give you what you're looking for.
Give you what you're looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
Just tell me, like, how's your normal day-to-day, week by week, like,
I can do that. All right. What it's like in a day of me, I wake up at 6 a.m. I have two canines. I work, one's fully trained, one is a puppy. So I take them out at 6 in the morning every day, do like a half-hour training with them, let them go to the bathroom, take a shower. I usually read a couple chapters of a book. Any homework I haven't had time to finish to get prepped for class and work that day. And my first class of the day, 9 a.m. I'm usually on campus by 8. I have class till around 1:30. Go to my office, work on cases. If it's Wednesday and Friday, usually I'm in the courtroom. So Tuesday and Thursday, I spend a lot of time in the evening reading case law and paperwork and people's confidential information so I can get ready to either testify at a trial or to give an oral report to the courts, depending on what they order me to do. My day-to-day is school and building companies. I spent most of my life since I was 9. That's my first job I was 9. I started working construction as a gopher, somebody who helps people. I was always about, how can I get to this money? Because we didn't have money. So my goal when I was a kid, I was like, I've had the same pair of shoes for over 14 months. There's literally holes in the whole front of my shoe is tape. So how can I have a new pair of shoes this year when school starts? So they stopped roasting me. I started working hard manual labor. So my focus in school was, I've done all this work prior to getting back in school, working for everybody else. And I looked at the metrics when I worked in finance. I was like, I made you how many millions of dollars? My payout was less than half or 1% of what I'd made those companies. I was like, there's no way I could do this for the next 20 years with a smile on my face. So I went back to school. I was like, how can I transition to work for myself while still getting, going back to school? And I built a legal services company up here in Washington, because I'm in Washington right now. And last 3 years, nothing but dubs. What I did is I researched the market to find out what my so-called competitors offer and what I would have to offer in order to give a better product. Frank Lucas said it best in American Gangster. Who can afford to give a product twice as good for half the price? I can. And I undercut all those so-called competitors, and now I have more business than them. While I'm in school, instead of going to worry about, taking midterms and needing somebody's permission to have those days off, I put on my calendar, hey, no meetings for the day. Office is closed. And I found that was actually more manageable. Working more hours for myself gave me more autonomy to control my schedule for school. Whereas before, when I was trying to go to school, I had work conflicts consistently. No matter when I tried to schedule my classes for a semester, my manager would always find a way of saying, hey, we need you to come in. Or if you don't come in, they can't say they're going to fire you because you didn't come in, because that's retaliation, but you kind of always understood that's what was going to happen. So my day-to-day life is business planning, for portfolio development, and school, just pretty heavily. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the building phase for the next year or two. I think that's where I'll be at. And at the end of this month, I'm going to launch my next company with the state. And then the first quarter of next year, I'll start taking contracts in that company too.
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah.
It's goal oriented, man. I'm trying to get to this money.
Okay, so so where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 15, I think I'll be retired. In 10 years, I see myself completely done with school, because I don't need school in order to do the work that I do, but it helps elevate you. It gives people the confidence that you could stick with something long term. And those plaques on the wall when they walk in the office is a confidence builder when you're meeting potential clients. That's why I'm going back to school. So 10 years, I see myself completely finished, no more school at all. And I want to, in 10 years, I should have at least 3 businesses that have been built enough to where no, I am completely hands off. My business plan for the company I'm working on now, not the one I run now, but the one I'm going to launch in the first quarter next year, is within 3 years, I want to be completely hands off. So I'll be the owner. I will not be an employee for the company, and I will not manage the company. I'll have a team of people I'm going to hire to do all of that. And I started with the business plan with that in mind. So 3-year goal. That means certain metrics have to be hit every quarter for this business. The next business, they got to be profitable to a certain amount. And certain percentages of that money have to be put in interest-bearing accounts. So when I get to that point, there's already a nice cushion, because that first year and a half, that's when a lot of businesses fail. And businesses fail, in my opinion, with the research I've done as a professional and personal, is mismanagement of people, funds, resources. So I want to make sure there's enough money put away that can handle any emergency. Like, say we don't get a contract. I already have a book of business for the next company next year, and I haven't even made it official that we're taking business yet. But I've already started building out potential people that I can contract with. So they already know, hey, listen, you have a good reputation in this legal services company. We need this type of work, and there's some parallel there, and we prefer to work with you. I was like, okay, can we look at contracts? Not sign anything, of course. You have to make sure you got all the right license first, but like having those conversations today instead of starting from zero, like I'm always trying to build the best foundation before jumping off. And I have to do that with school in mind, because I go to 2 schools. So I go to University of Washington and this college called Peninsula College, and I do this full time. So I may work 70 hours a week. Most people only have to do their 40. I have to do all the accounting, the billing, ordering of goods, talking to the courts, meeting with the judge, well, all that stuff. But all that is worth it, because if I let somebody else take the reins, they get most of the money. Sure, I don't have to deal with the taxes, and I could be a W-2 instead of 1099, but they get 95% of, the fruit from my labor. And that didn't make sense to me. Long term, if you really want to get affluent and build generational wealth, you can't do it working under somebody else's umbrella. Like, it's unrealistic. Like, you're not going to get where you want to go, in my opinion, if you give another person 95% of the revenue of the work that you generate.
Man, well said, man. Man.
I'm a hustler, man.
Hey, so what would you, if we fast forwarded your life to 99, what would be something you would be sad you missed?
If I was 99, like right now, I'd probably miss the things I could do right now in my youth. Like when I'm not working, doing business stuff, I'm very active. I train, I do martial arts, I do MMA, I do like rock climbing and all this crazy stuff. At 99, even if I'm the healthiest 99-year-old ever, it's not really probable that I'll be able to still do those things I love, jump out of airplanes and stuff. So I'd probably miss the adventure of life if I made it to 99. But I still plan on, be out here having a good time, at least in my 70s. Like my grandfather, all of them were extremely healthy up until they were in their 90s and very physically active with no help from anybody. So if I take care of my body, which is another investment that not enough people consider when they talk about the future, I eat healthy and I work my behind off. So I drink sometimes, but like it's not to the excessive point where I can't function and my body's breaking down. So I found my balance. Like this, it's a cigar case. I like to smoke a cigar to celebrate when I get a dub. Because it's worth it, man. You got to reward yourself. We all have our vices, but I want to make sure at 99, I don't look back with regret. I might miss some of the physical things I could do, maybe some of the intimate things, like I'm a physical person. So it's, some things I might not be able to do anymore. That's probably going to be like an epic sad face the day that stops. That's not going to be good. But I think the thing I miss more in 99 is just the people I've lost along the way and being able to be physically as active as I want to be, because you don't want to be a prisoner in your own body, which is something that some of the elderly people I've met through my work that didn't take care of themselves, they said they feel like they can't function, and all they had to really do is just take a little bit better care of themselves. But now they like wheelchair bound after they retired. Their body broke down because, you got to take care of your body. It's all you got. And a lot of people do not invest really any money into their health. They'll invest money to eat day to day, but not stuff that's going to make them perform better or be better. They don't talk to the doctors. I know people who haven't been to get a checkup in years. I do annual checkups blood work once a year. I make sure my body's good. But I don't know. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, bro. You just went on a tangent there, but whatever, bro.
It's a lot, man.
What is something that you fear?
Something I fear? The only thing I fear is allowing fear to control whether I do something or not. So like allowing fear to create doubt, and doubt will kill every dream you have. That's my only real fear in life. I don't fear death. I've been in a lot of near-death situations, like an absurd amount in my life, and I don't fear death. But I fear, I guess, not really living a life. You know, going through motions and existing, to me, that wouldn't be living. I think that's the only thing I would fear. Those two are the only thing. Everything else, man, we can only control so much day to day. And if you live your life in fear, you can't put bubble wrap around yourself. You're not going to experience anything in life. You got to get outside and experience stuff. If you're afraid of something, depending on what it is, maybe you should confront it. Because maybe it's an irrational fear, like a phobia or something that's limiting your lifestyle. I don't want fear to control me in any regard.
Yeah. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for always being a man of my word. If I said I was going to be there for you, I was there 100% of the time. If you needed somebody, I'm the friend you call. You like there was some quote out. I don't remember who put it out, but the guy basically said, "I'm not the friend you call when it's time to have fun. I'm the friend you call. Your house burned down." Malcolm, like I just lost everything. I'm that friend.
Yeah.
You know, 100%. If I call you my friend, you're my family. I love you. That's what I want to be remembered for. I was always there for the people that showed up for me 100% of the time. I was always loyal to them, and I never misled them or misrepresented, our relationship. Integrity is something I feel like a lot of people lack, and I feel like that's something good to be remembered for. But if they don't remember me at all, I hope I just had a good impact on the people around me. Because my goal is not to be in a history book. When I was younger, I thought that was the thing, man. Be remembered forever. But when I was young, I was like, no, they're going to make statues of me. But honestly, like, that stuff is cool. And, like, if I'm looking back, because, like, the goal, the motto of the group, are people who are remembered greatly throughout history. Yeah. But there were a lot of supporting characters around those great people that no one's ever really heard of unless they really sat down and read the history books. And those people were just as critical for that person to be where they were in history. Maybe even if I wasn't the main character of somebody else's story, I could at least be remembered as someone who supported the right causes and the right things. Like if I get affluent to a certain level, I want to be philanthropic in a way that has real impact, not give blank checks to organizations and then finding out the next quarter that they were busted by the feds for embezzling billions. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. The fucking...
It's not really, my life isn't always about me as far as the long term, because I want to make sure that the next generation after me, they've got everything that I didn't have, my father didn't have, my great-grandfather didn't have. They won't start from zero the next generation. They're going to be up above the people around them in a different demographic, and that'll change the landscape for your whole history of your lineage.
Legacy.
Tell us about your childhood.
My childhood?
Yeah.
You want to know, like, my favorite candy, where I went to school?
What do you want to tell us?
The only thing I can really say about my childhood, because I went to therapy and dealt with this, is my childhood was very dark. Extremely abusive, just no good role models, no money. We didn't have food a lot of times. The house lights would be cut off. Sometimes we didn't have running water. My childhood is like nothing to talk about in a social setting. It's kind of something you go talk to your psychiatrist or therapist about, which I did, and of the people I grew up around who went through the same stuff as me, I'm the only one that's not sitting in jail right now or isn't dead. I'm the only one. Because when you go through trauma as a child, I study psychology right now, so I'm in school for it. Our brains aren't developed, especially in men, until we're about 24. So when you're 7, 8, 9, going through things that even an adult would struggle with, usually that consumes you for the rest of your life, because the early parts of your brain development has the most impact on who you become long term. And I didn't like that statistic. I remember my counselor told me that statistic. I was 13. I don't know why the hell she said that to a 13-year-old, and it pissed me off. I'm like, statistically, I'm going to end up on drugs, dead. in jail. Statistically, because of the route I was going, I didn't know how to handle those emotions and handle those things that were happening around me, because you're not meant to, as a child, understand what's going on because it's not supposed to be happening. So what I did is, as soon as I became an adult, I tried to find ways of coping and then getting past those things. Therapy. And I preach therapy on everybody. I don't care if you had a great childhood, adulthood, whatever hood you come from, go see a therapist, because you could have underlying issues. You could be just mad for no reason, randomly for the day, and you just think you hate your job, but really something happened to you. And I found that I had a lot of repressed memories that my brain had blocked off as a child that were impacting me as an adult. And it wasn't until I went to therapy that I realized how much my brain had made me forget. And that created a whole new list of conversations that I had to have with adult family members, because your brain is doing something to protect you. And now as an adult, you're remembering things. Like, I was having dreams about things, and I was like, why are my nightmares so fucked up? Like, I had an incredible day. What is up with these insane dreams? They were memories. Therapy will help you. So I would say my childhood was the opposite of my adulthood, but that was through conscious effort. I didn't like the idea of being your future just predetermined based on certain statistics, because the statistics, I mean, if you, like what I just said, I'm the only one. Everybody else is gone or in jail. The statistics really are correct sometimes, and I didn't like that concept. You are not your past, and you are not what happens to you. And if you can recognize what's wrong, you need to find a way of dealing with it. Come here.
Man, yeah. Powerful, man.
Zits.
Yeah.
6 sets.
So you got like a YouTube channel, don't you?
YouTube channel? No. I've been working on a podcast series that I haven't streamed any of it yet. I just released little short clips. And the basis of it is basically, I haven't thought of a name of it yet because I can't find one that's not taken that's good. It's basically me doing interviews with people from different professions and just streaming it for free. So I've interviewed psychologists, different types of doctors, nurses, sports analysts. There's a guy who works pretty high up in Hollywood that I'm going to interview sometime in the next 2 months, who's in California. Like, basically the concept is getting the backstory, the ins and out of what they believe got them the success in their field and how they maintained it over a longer period of time. Because usually failure is how we get success. But if I know I want to be a sports analyst and there's the percentage of success in that field is actually really low, how did you do it for 15 years on ESPN at the highest level? What got you to that point? Because you just showed up one day super famous. And they'll give you the game of how they got there. It doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody, but knowledge is power. And the more information you have access to that's also based in experience, that gives you a leg up on life. But sometimes I'll do other things like just interviewing other students, or sometimes if I'm streaming, somebody will call me and we'll end up doing an interview right then. And my goal for that is just like sometime next quarter to just start streaming it. So I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube or Spotify, but I do audio and visually recording, but like I said, that one hasn't been a priority of mine right now just because I'm in a building phase. So I can't get in the studio every week. So I haven't been able to make it like a show or something because I got to get money and got to run the business and got to go to school.
Yeah, you got to get, that's the fun thing about that, man. You got to keep moving, man. Yeah, man, I think we got your type, bro.
What is it?
You got the same personality type as me.
Trying to get to this money, baby.
ENTJ, man. Yeah, ENTJ.
Hey.
So, the one thing I can say about, I mean, you seem to have a little bit more grasp over your emotions than me. You seem to be able to deal with them a lot better. Maybe it's a therapy. I ain't going to fucking therapy. Fuck out of here with that shit.
But you got to find another way of dealing with it, though, because if you just sit on it, like, it'll keep popping up in life.
I just, for me, it's just a no-go zone. It's all right, you know? It's all right with me because it doesn't really, I think when I was younger, it used to come out a little bit more when I would drink. And that just came from not being successful and not making any money. That kind of subsided from me once I started making money, stuff like that. It kind of went away. It just kind of like, well, I don't need to do this. You know, like life is what I envisioned it to be. But when I was in college and shit and I was grinding, I had a whole bunch of build up anger, and whenever I would drink, it would come out. It would come out. It would spew all over everybody. Like if somebody said one word that I didn't like 2 hours later I blow up on them. Like 2 hours later I blow up on that one word they used. Like, you know, like Christian, my Christian them could tell you, like I was pretty bad with that shit. But you know, once I graduated college, started making money and all that, it just kind of subsided, and it's just like now I'm in the point of my life where like I'm happy. I'm obviously I'm in the building phase because I want more than just you know, for myself. I want for my team, you know, to build some, you know, great. But yeah, man, you seem to have a good control over your emotions, man. You seem to therapy really work for you. Like me, I don't even remember that shit, you know. Like I can't even remember like some of the like I can't even remember that shit. Like it's just like it's like a fog. Like when I think about childhood, it's like a fog. Like so, like none of that shit even matters to me. Like when they say, "Oh, you grew up without a father," bro, I don't give a fuck. When I looked around, everybody had bum ass daddies, and guess what? I get to make up my daddy. I got to make up my daddy. They all had bum ass daddies, so I got to make fun of them about having a bum ass daddy. You know, like so it was like, you know, you don't have a father, but shit, hey, fuck it. At least you know he could be anything. He ain't got to be a bum. So I literally tortured my brothers, both of my brothers. I tortured them. I my older brother, I told him his daddy house was so small, you walk in the front door, you fall out the back door. I was a fucking tyrant. I was a fucking tyrant, bro. But yeah, man. The only thing I can say is work on like how you treat people. We could kind of exhaust people very quickly because we just go, and other people aren't go. And just because it works for you doesn't mean it works for other people. So you can really grind people out. You can really grind people out, and you gotta be able to understand what other people are going through, and like typology in itself, like this type of thing, has helped me understand people a lot better, to see what lens they're seeing through, instead of me just jumping down like, bro, you stupid, or like, bro, you just worthless, or bro, you have no future, you know. Like when I was younger, that was me, you know, telling people that. But now I've learned to kind of deal with that in a better spot and talk about it in a better way and help people in a better way and get my point across in a better way. But I mean, that's pretty much all I could say for Entj. You seem to be pretty good on that. How's your memory?
Memory's good, man.
Yeah,
I got a lot of stuff to memorize week to week.
Yeah. Did you ever find yourself forgetting some shit? Like,
I'll forget like little stuff. Like if I went to the grocery store and I didn't have something on my shopping list on my phone, I might forget it. Like, damn, I needed that. But like big stuff, usually not a problem.
Shit, I forget. But
How do you remember in the past, like events, things that have happened? Do you have a good memory of things that have happened in the past, like life events?
Especially like if something has an emotional impact. In my opinion, like psychologically, you're able to hang on to it more. If it had a huge impact on you, like something small, like grocery store items or something like that, or some errand, like I forget stuff like that week to week. But if it's like a big event, like it was important to me, specifically to me, like not everybody else, then I'm more likely to remember it.
Bro, I forget anything.
Bro, you better not.
Bro, I swear to God, like, you better ask Thomas, bro, I'll forget some shit quick. Like, I mean, one time I had came up with this genius plan to put my groceries in this location, and I was going to come back out there and get them. Man, I let them bitches out there all day. And when I went out there later on to get in my car, I saw them, and I said, oh, shit. I had, like, milk and everything. I had to throw that shit away. Like, yo, I even forgot the other day we were talking to some girls, and I forgot my apartment complex name, and I've been living here for 2 years. Like, that shit be bad. Like, I could be mid-sentence talking about, like, a quote and forget the author of the book and the end of the quote. Like, I just be like, damn, like, shit, she's gone. It's just there now. It's gone. It's like it's hocus pocus. Like that shit gone. That's why I just
your brain moved too fast.
I think a lot of times, like, I have like a certain amount of books that I have, and I just keep reading them over because like I'd be afraid that I'm gonna forget something.
Well, like I don't get rid of my books. A lot of people, they read them, and their next step is give them away, sell them, something like that. I don't do that. I did that one time, and I regret it. Before I moved overseas, I gave away my book collection. It was the dumbest thing I ever did because I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford at the time to ship it overseas. And I wasn't getting a storage locker in America for my books. And when I was like, never again. So now I keep books. I reread them like every couple of years. I'll read the book again, like the 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, I read that all the time.
Like 4 or 5 years ago. Read it again like last year, and then I like read through quotes and highlights. Yeah. The laws of human nature. I'm gonna start on I think next month. When I'm done with the books I'm working on now. But like I just keep rereading them because there's so much in there. Like you're not gonna remember all of it.
You can't remember all of it, and then I feel like depending on the perspective of your life at that particular point in time, different sections of the book mean a little bit more to you, or you're able to understand them more because of life experiences.
I agree with that for sure. Especially the 48 Laws of Power. Like depending on what phase of life you're in, rereading that book will give you a completely different understanding of each chapter.
Or you could sit back and you could reflect and say, "Oh, I see why that happened in my life and why that went wrong, and now I see what to do next time that happens." You know, so to me that's what that's all about. You got any questions for us?
Questions for y'all. My only question for you right now is, how come every time I get on a jet to come to Florida, you disappear?
Bro, you have never, bro. I keep telling you.
2.5 years consecutively, I flew out there and you done disappeared.
Hey, listen. I told you, bro. I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I told you this shit, bro.
I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, you wasn't. Then you were like, bro, I'm in Tampa. I'm in Orlando. I was like, bro.
I said I'll drive to you.
Bro, I have an extra room.
You for a week.
Bro, I got an extra room with a bed in it, bro.
Extra room. I was out there.
I got an extra room with a bed in it, so I know you full of shit.
That bed, you need to disinfect it before I get there. I'm just saying, like, every time you don't never come out with us. Every time you in town, you don't come out with the fellas. You don't come out with the group, man. Well, man, I'm in town. Where y'all at? I don't hear nothing for a week. I'm on the plane and I get a message from you.
Nah, bro. Nah, you let me know next time you coming down, man.
I was supposed to come down this year, but that's probably not gonna happen because I'm trying to buy some more real estate.
So how's that going?
It's good.
Pretty good. You like?
Yeah.
I don't like, the reason why I didn't get into real estate was I don't like managing that shit, man. I don't like managing.
When you say managing like an apartment or duplex or something, like
I just don't like managing. Like I just don't want to deal with that thing in my life right now because people are just monsters. They're little fucking monsters.
Yeah. And paperwork.
They destroy your shit.
Have a lawyer write the paperwork.
Yeah.
Hey, a lawyer. I'm telling you, this is what a lot of people don't do. They Google the documents for a rental agreement. That's kind of vague. And then they have them sign it. They sign it and they think they're protected. No, you need to have insurance, renter's insurance if you rent the property. But once you buy it and you're going to rent it to somebody else, first of all, buy that rental. Not buy a rental. First, you want to buy it because taxes, taxes are different for a rental property versus primary residence. So the first thing you got to buy is going to be a primary residence. The second thing you buy can be like an investment property, but have somebody you trust to manage it. Negotiate a fee with them, and they need to go out there once a month to check on it. Because I remember my grandfather had rental properties. He hadn't been in his in 6 months, so I drove past the house, and there was a section of an oak tree sitting in the living room with a tarp over it. It had been like that for 3 months, and he didn't know it. Cost like $50,000 worth of damage, so I negotiated, went out there, got an assessor, and I saved him like $20,000, and I helped him do the repairs myself. And I was like, why didn't you have somebody out here checking? He said, I didn't want to deal with it. I was like, did you know there's a tree in your living room? No. What tree? I sent him the picture. He didn't believe me. You got to have somebody you trust looking out for your
that's
property.
why I went into stocks because it's more like I have a little bit more freedom. More freedom. And I mean, it's if you look at it side to side, they're around the same performance wise. So to me, I just didn't want to be young, tied up with like motherfucker calling me, hey, Mercy, my AC unit out. 10 grand.
That's why you get a manager. You separate yourself from the business. So instead of you owning the property, you have a trust.
But you skipping steps. You skipping steps right now. No, when you first start, you ain't gonna be making enough money to be splitting the money with some.
That's why you have somebody you trust, like a family member or something. You may not have enough to pay.
Man, fuck family members.
Okay, listen. That's why I said contracts. Because a lot of people, some people, you can't trust your families.
You cannot trust your family, bro. Like, if you tell your family to do something, they'll be like, yeah, man, I do it for 1/3 of the price. Man, they gonna fuck your shit up. Hell no. Hell no. Get your ass out of here. No, I'm gonna go pay somebody. Like, I'd rather pay full price than have family deal with anything. Like, no. And then, if you have family do it, they believe they could do it on their time. Yeah.
No, that's why the contract, when you write a contract for anything that involves your assets, there needs to be a clear line of communication on the documents that spells out what they have to do, what the agreement is, how much they get paid, when they get paid, and when the work needs to be done. And both of you signed it. That's why I tell people, pay your lawyer. They're like, I don't want to spend, I can get it on Google. That Google document's going to have you in small claims court with $10,000 worth of damage, even though that's only supposed to be in a larger court system with a civil suit. They'd be like, well, you're not supposed to be in this courtroom, but I just spent all this money. Your case is dismissed. Now you got to start all over. People got to get legal advice. Anything that's a large item like real estate, especially real estate, lawyer. And then how you're going to buy the property, talk to a lawyer that specializes in real estate, find out how to separate yourself from that asset. Mm-hmm. So people aren't calling your phone. Nobody should be calling your phone. And then also, for privacy's sake, you don't want your name listed as the owner of that real estate because anyone can get on your state's website and go directly to your house. Your name will be listed on it with your address because you are listed as the owner of this property. That's why having the house in a trust or having an LLC managed by a trust, because when they look up the owner, it'll pull up a company name, not your name. So when you say you got 10 properties over 10 years,
you said real estate trust?
You own all of them.
You said real estate trust?
What?
You said real estate trust?
It's not titled as a real estate trust.
I'm about to say, because them motherfuckers got to give out 90% of their money as dividends. Yeah, if you got it's called a REIT, real estate trust investment.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. You be giving out 90% of your money to your shareholders.
Yeah, because there shouldn't be no damn shareholders unless they put in on this place we built. Unless you got like investors, but like it ain't worth it to buy a couple rental properties that have a bunch of investors. Like that's just dumb. They're gonna take all the money.
Yeah.
But no, paperwork. Like I don't care how much you like somebody. It could be your wife, your best friend. Contracts. And they have to sign them before anything gets done. Sign this paperwork. Both gonna sign it in front of the attorney. You don't like the paperwork? Let's negotiate it. You can get an attorney. I'll meet you at my attorney's office. We can negotiate this however you want. Before y'all make any moves, any money changes hands, you give them the keys to any property. Paperwork has to be signed because that protects you. And if you have a business, your business, and it makes sure that whatever they do, they're liable for. So if they skip out on going to the work, do this maintenance or checking on these rentals, and they don't do it for 3 months, and it's been water damage for the last 2, now they in trouble. Because this paperwork said that you agreed to do this. You failed to do that. Look at all this money I just lost. Now you're liable for damages. Paperwork will save you so much time in the future.
Yeah. Well said, brother. Well, hey, Thomas, you got anything? Shelly, you got anything?
Yeah. I think you guys fucking talked our ears off.
And we just burnt them out. ENTJs can burn out INTJs like crazy. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, we can burn them out. Shit. Well, all right, Malcolm.
You know how you fix that, Mercy? You know how you fix it?
Huh?
Have me around a bunch of people I don't know.
Yeah, same way. I'll chill too. I'll chill out until I notice what's going on around me. And then once I notice I'm out there again, you know. But I gotta notice what's going on first. I ain't just about to just jump out there, you know. It's kind of like a mass, you know. You gotta, you know, see who's who, how the dynamics working around. Or I got control. I'm out. I'm back to old me, you know. But it's only a matter of time before I'm out, baby. But you put me in a new situation, I gotta scope everything out. Like, oh shit, okay, this motherfucker is here. Man. Oh, this person's there. This person's there. This person's there. Okay, they buying in. Okay, now I'm out. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. You got the same personality as me, man. That's crazy. We're noticing more ENTJs now. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Now we got 4 ENTJs in the group. 4. Holden, Malcolm, Dion.
Yeah, Dion.
And me? That's 4 ENTJs in there now. Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. It's awesome. Hey, when it comes to that paperwork side, I'm gonna come to you, man, because you seem to be an expert in that paperwork shit.
Listen, I got one on retainer. Like each new company I make, I get the business plan. I sit down with my attorney who specializes in whatever that field is, and I say, this is what I'm trying to do. How can we make it look? How can we make it not look? How can we make it legal, but also protect me and separate me from the assets of this company? And they'll write everything out exactly the way I said, and they'll make it where a court can clearly comprehend it, so there's no confusion later. You can write that stuff yourself, but if you do, you run the risk of something, a single word could change the meaning of a whole set of documents. Mm-hmm. That's why you pay your lawyer.
Damn sure, man. I learned something today, man. Pay the lawyers. Shelly, you learned something today. Pay the lawyer.
Every time.
All right.
Thank y'all for doing this for me.
All right, brother.
All right,
ENTJ, man.
All
right.
Have a good one.